Yeah, I've got something that I kind of want to share with you this week. It's kind of important to me. I hope the focus is good. So this week, you know, let me back up. Let me make this pretty clear. Last week you saw me working on a painting, and part 2 probably should have came this week. I get that. Things happen, and well, let's just roll the intro. All right, so I gave this week's video a lot of thought. I was really kind of thinking about doing part 2 on the Grolsch Beer bottle. I kind of regret calling it part 1 last week, and mainly because I really don't want to set this up as part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part whatever. The Grolsch Beer bottle was really meant for me to have a study, something to work on and something to work towards. So I am working on it. I do have it in the works, but I spent, after the video last Monday, I spent the rest of the week basically doing some drawing, working on a commission piece, and doing some other things here in the studio that prepared me better for these videos. Some of my writing, I did a blog this week too, actually a lengthy blog this week. That leads me to really what I felt compelled to talk about today. And none of us really have the time to do everything that we want to do, and in a lot of cases we have to make decisions on what we're going to do as artists and what we're not going to do as artists, and that sometimes affects people around us. It affects us. It has a lot of impact in a lot of different ways. I really think it's something all creatives need to wrap their heads around and really need to think about and really learn, is that things take time. And growing your YouTube channel, let me preface this with I'm guilty of this myself. I look at my sub count way too much. I worry about way too many things, and it has an effect on my ability to create art in so many ways. Doing these videos, same thing. I'll sit and ponder, well, what am I going to talk about this week? Or isn't there an easier way to do this? Why is this so hard? Am I going to sound like a babbling idiot if I just share my information with you? And the reality of it is, yes and no. Being a creative, it means that we need to put time in to make our art. And there's a development phase there. Yeah, you're going to suck. We all do. You're going to be terrible at what you do. We all are. Building up your skills takes time. It takes self-learning. You're not going to go get a degree at whatever it is you want to do and magically be better at it. I don't want to make this a discussion about going to school versus not going to school, but the point I'm trying to make here in all of this is that you're going to have to put in the time, whether it's client work, work that you're going to produce to sell, or just learning. Sometimes you just need to work at it. And fine artists, it's not uncommon for us to have sketchbooks and do these studies. This Grolsch Beer study is really it's a challenge, because I'm doing it site size so that I can look at both of the I can look at the subject and I can look at the painting kind of equally and compare, are my proportions correct? Are the colors right? Is it what I really see? Is it not what I see? And just all kinds of things. Is it going to look the way I want it to look if I were to do a complete painting? I'm all over the place in this video. I know I am. So just bear with me for a minute, because it's a subject that I really feel somebody in my subscriber count needs to see it. Or there's an artist right now or a creative on YouTube right now zooming through stuff and just stumbled on this video and needs to hear that things take time. You're not going to be where you want to be overnight. Anything worth doing takes time. I think most of us can agree on that. You need to practice your craft as often as possible. If you are primarily a filmmaker, get the camera out and just play. Don't make everything a project. Don't make everything a movie. Don't overthink it. Just grab your gear, put it together, go out and film something. Make a story later after what you filmed if that's what it takes. Don't create the story, don't do a script, don't do all the other stuff. Just get out and play with your equipment and get it out there. Do the things that you want to do. Get in front of the camera, get behind the camera. You know, go online and learn. Do as much as you possibly can. This goes for every discipline of the creative arts. If you're a writer, you need to write. If you're a painter, you need to paint. If you're a filmmaker, you need to make films. It's really, I could beat a dead horse with this, and I'm not going to, so I'm just going to move on. There was a podcast earlier this week, a video podcast, Joe Rogan with Elon Musk. It made its rounds. Some people made some comments about it. It's kind of popular. And Casey Neistat even talked about it in one of his videos. There's an underlying truth about what was said during that podcast where they talked about comparing yourself with others. And they were really looking at Instagram as the thing you compare yourself with. And Elon Musk had said that you see what other people want you to see. And I'm paraphrasing here, but basically you're seeing these people at their best, right? And it kind of makes us start feeling bad about us. You know, when you're looking at this stuff, you're like, wow, they're good looking. They're interesting. Look at the stuff they're doing. They're traveling everywhere, you know. But one thing I want to add, we don't see what they did to get there. We don't know what filters they're putting on that picture, their life. You know, it's more than just an Instagram filter, I guess I should say. It's not just throwing a filter on there and all of a sudden they're pretty. That's not what I'm going with. There's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes of anybody who's successful. And, you know, a lot of people are fronting. They're just putting stuff out there. Gary Vee said it in one of his videos where he was saying that passive income is crap. You know, these people selling passive income, most of them are just selling you something. They're not really living the dream. You can't just go sit on a beach and have models and bottles, you know, as he says it, something like that. But, you know, stop comparing yourself with others. You know, I'm bad about this. I'll look at artwork from somebody else and go, wow, I stink. I got to get so much better at this. And it starts to depress me. It starts to depress my feelings of wanting to be an artist. And you may be getting depressed too when you see other people's work and think, wow, they're really good. I would urge you to say, no, don't get depressed about it. Don't compare yourself apples to apples, but be inspired by what they've achieved. Because if they can do it, you can do it. Steve Jobs had once said that, you know, everything on earth that's man-made was created by somebody no smarter than you. You know, you can add talent to that. Talent is absolutely worthless. It's the hard work and the time you put into things that matter. And I know this is a little bit inspirational, motivational, and whatever, and I'm kind of rambling here a little bit, but the world doesn't need another Casey Neistat. They don't need another Steve Jobs. They don't need another Peter McKinnon, Picasso, a Rembrandt, Leonardo da Vinci. You know, name your favorite. They need you. They need you to do what you do so that they can experience what it is that you have to offer. One last thing, don't complain. Surround yourself with positive people. Be positive yourself. Do your own thing. Make more of your art and never stop learning. Hopefully I'll be back next week with some more on my Grolsch Beer painting. I did get a lot done with it in the last week, but you know, like I said, these things take time. I'm in no hurry to get all the way to the end. The journey is the best part. Enjoy the journey. I'll see you next week.